The SL run width of this wife plant is significantly greater. Therefore, that should boost our yardage and assist us in completing all of the tasks required of us here at Dominion, including the money pit. Choosing an unproven strategy this late in the season is a bit of a risk. Parker Schnabel intends to rule Gold Rush like never before this season. He is prepared to face the most difficult terrain in the Klondike, with a recently refurbished fleet of enormous machinery and a well-defined plan to make the most of the brief mining season. You won't believe the difficulties he's already encountering, though. His pursuit of dominance is already perilous due to frozen wounds and destroyed excavators. And this season might be his most spectacular victory, or his most well-known setback. A powerful fleet for a game with big stakes. The extent of Parker Schnabel's preparations for Gold Rush Season 16 is really astounding. What started out as a little Alaskan mining operation has grown into a powerful industrial gold operation that can compete with large commercial enterprises, dismantling her and enabling her to move. Exactly. Well done on finishing that cut. I am aware that it was a must, and we are all happy that it is finished. 100%. Thank you. You guys performed admirably. Parker's constantly expanding fleet of machinery, heavy equipment, technology, and infrastructure, which enable him to dig deeper, cover more land, and pursue larger payouts than ever before, are at the center of this change. However, a startling turn of events threatens to upend Parker's entire season, just when he believes he has everything under control. The weird part comes next. 3 brand new water pumps, each costing an astounding $180,000, are the newest addition to this mechanical army, increasing the total immediate expenditure to an astounding $540,000. Up to 7,600 gallons of water can be pushed per minute by these high-capacity pumps, an essential requirement for the operation of the several wash plants dispersed throughout Parker's expansive mining property. The water pump is our lifeblood, isn't it? No wash plants run. Cuts do not lose their water content. Parker explained, "We live and die by the water pump," in a tone that was deadly serious. The problem is that everything stops when the pumps quit working. Conveyors stop working, wash operations close, and the gold remains embedded in the ground. As if things couldn't get any stranger, a little surprise was included with the brand new pumps that were shipped straight from the manufacturer with no wear on them, no fuel. Parker said, brushing off the small inconvenience, "They can't even fill the tank with $500,000. You see, the very lifeblood of the mine's processing systems will soon be pumped by these new pumps, even if the tanks are dry." Additionally, they are joining an already impressive lineup that consists of 22 other pumps dispersed around his various mining locations. Water pumps are only one component of the whole, so keep that in mind. Parker has amassed an incredible collection of mining equipment throughout the years, which amply demonstrates the scope of his goals. Numerous enormous excavators, ranging in size from agile 30-ton diggers to enormous 100-ton giants that can remove overburden at record speed, are at the heart of his fleet. With nearly military accuracy, these strong machines feed a specialized fleet of rock trucks that rumble through the site day and night, transporting tons of soil from the cuttings to the wash facilities. We're going to be lighting up an unknown plant here to try and finish things out, which has always given us a little grief in the past. But Sir Parker is talking about bringing in the new wash plant that he had constructed and built. Then there are the unsung heroes, the bulldozers who push pay dirt, level the earth, and sculpt the mining landscape for the best possible access. This enormous operation is completed by wheel loaders, gravel screeners, and dozens of support vehicles like transport rigs, repair trucks, and fuel tankers. What is actually happening here? It's more than just a mine. It's a moving metropolis, an independent industrial ecology driven by hydraulics, diesel, and undiluted willpower. Parker has an incredible fleet, but a machine isn't his true secret weapon. It's a mindset that has the power to separate success from failure. Unbelievably, one of Parker's primary tactics, and what distinguishes him from many other miners, is his nearly compulsive drive to predict breakdowns before they occur. He does more than just repairs in his shop. The warehouse is enormous and completely stocked, with spare components lining the walls from floor to ceiling. To an outsider, this amount might appear extravagant, even wasteful, but Parker Schnabel is aware of the harsh realities of mining in the far-flung Yukon. Nobody anticipated, or at least few can really comprehend, that even a minor, seemingly unimportant mechanical failure, such as a broken hose, a failed bearing, or a malfunctioning sensor, can cause weeks of incapacitating downtime. Additionally, weeks of downtime during a brief mining season can result in lost gold production worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars. He simply won't take the chance. Parker has provided a clear and concise explanation of why it is worthwhile to stock the item if there is even a 5% possibility that anything would fail, and it results in 6 weeks of downtime. This is a fundamental business principle, not merely a personal preference. Waiting is not an option for you. You lose gold and you lose time. I appreciate you finishing this. The setup is good. The plan appeals to me. I like it so far, but I know there will always be a few kinks to iron out. The magnitude of Parker's most recent purchase is the driving force for this rigorous preparation. 7,500 Dominion Creek acres. It will take everything Parker has and more to properly explore and exploit this enormous, nearly unexplored area of the Yukon wilderness. With specialist off-road vehicles like the Sherp, an amphibious tractor developed in Ukraine that can reach the most remote and swampy areas of his vast claim, he is already advancing into new territory. All of this is a part of his unrelenting plan to maintain his lead in the increasingly difficult and intense gold race. Parker's transformation from an inexperienced teenage miner to a fully fledged industrial operator is an inspiring tale of perseverance, fortitude, and bravery. What began with borrowed equipment and his grandfather's advice has developed into one of the biggest and most well-run private gold mining companies in Gold Rush's history. His method is straightforward but effective. Never stop pushing the boundaries and always think and plan big. Parker Schnabel has a fleet that could compete with a small construction company and a mindset that is laser-focused on efficiency, scalability, and reducing downtime, so he is better equipped than ever to handle any challenge this year. You can bet that Parker's devices will be the first to discover any gold that may be hidden in that frozen earth. Parker may possess the tools and the plan, but his individual decisions show that he is motivated by more than just financial gain. Perhaps the real secret to his empire lies in this mentality. The man behind the mining empire had a different kind of wealth. Parker Schnabel, a Gold Rush star, is only 30 years old and has amassed a fortune that few people his age could ever dream of. Years of unrelenting, backbreaking labor, calculated, high-stakes risk-taking, and an unwavering, nearly compulsive commitment to the art and science of gold mining are responsible for this. The weird part comes next. Schnabel has an amazing net worth of millions of dollars, but his personal lifestyle is unexpectedly, even shockingly, modest. Parker recently discussed his financial decisions in an open interview. You'll be shocked to learn that it's not on fancy cars, high-end clothing, or expansive residences. He disclosed that, other from the operational house at his isolated mining location, he doesn't even possess a home. He even acknowledged that he was sleeping on a friend's couch during a brief business trip to Los Angeles, demonstrating that a gaudy, materialistic lifestyle is just not his taste. I really haven't splurged, he shrugged. The thing is, his priorities lie not in accumulating personal possessions, but in creating meaningful, lasting experiences with the people who are closest to him. Parker may not be spending a lot of money on himself, but he isn't scared to invest a significant amount of it in his mining business, which is his actual passion. One of his largest and scariest financial risks to date is his recent development at Dominion Creek. Parker spent an incredible $15 million to acquire and develop new land, according to Gold Rush Season 15. An extremely bold move that demonstrates his dedication to playing the long game in the Klondike. Furthermore, Dominion Creek is not only quite large but also very difficult. This season, the operation has already experienced significant and expensive difficulties. Early on, his crew found that the Long Cut, one of the important mining zones, was still frozen solid and not yet suitable for slewing. They had to excavate a huge 8,000-foot drainage trench to get things going, to drain and defrost the frozen ground more quickly. A massive and time-consuming effort was required. In addition, important pieces of equipment, such as their 48-ton excavator, malfunctioned, resulting in repair bills that ranged from $20,000 to $30,000. Jordan is currently on his way to fix the excavator, Taylor and Jenko are working on loaders. It's somewhat odd, yet despite all of that work and money, the first outcomes have been painfully slow. A very unimpressive 5.6 ounces of gold were retrieved in 1 week. The squad most recently brought in 30.888880, which is around $77,000. It's better, but still far, far below the kind of numbers they want for such a massive operation. Parker has publicly questioned whether his high-stakes approach will ultimately succeed in light of these early disappointments. If he is renowned for anything, it is his ability to bounce back from setbacks. There was more to it, it turned out. Parker opens his wallet for the people who are most important to him, even if he stays away from large personal purchases. Making special, shared memories with his family and his devoted, industrious staff is one of his favorite ways to spend his hard-earned money. He makes it a point to take his squad on yearly outings, and he once took his father to a World Series game. He feels that these shared experiences, these connections made through both adversity and joy, are worth every cent, whether it's a tough hunting trip or a few wild nights of celebration in Las Vegas. Nobody discusses the fact that it's an investment in the bonds and devotion that have gotten him through the most trying times. He has stated, "I'm a big fan of really solid shared experiences," and his behavior demonstrates this. "I don't enjoy borrowing or renting wash plants. When I've seen them leased to other people, it's never worked out well since they simply take a lot of maintenance and abuse." Parker also attributes his strong work ethic and grounded outlook to his close family ties. His father, who is now almost 70, continues to work long, hard days at the mine, and his great-grandparents moved to Alaska in the 1930s. A summer spent working alongside his grandfather, the renowned John Schnabel, is one of his most treasured recollections. Parker would wrap himself up and listen to stories from the past while they ate supper together every night, events that molded him into the young man he is today. Despite having a fortune, Parker Schnabel is not living the life of a millionaire. Rather, he's putting all of his money back into his business, placing bets on himself, and surrounding himself with those who have been there from the beginning. His principles don't change whether he's sleeping on a couch in Los Angeles or lugging dirt in the Yukon. Put in a lot of effort, maintain your composure, and make the entire incredible adventure worthwhile. One thing is very evident as Gold Rush surges into Season 16. There's more to Parker Schnabel than gold prospecting. He is creating a legacy that will last. Parker is prepared for the final test, now that his fleet is put together and his doctrine is well defined. A season so difficult that it will test the limits of every dollar, every man, and every machine. There is more to the story. All we'll do is turn on the plant and check if it functions. It's nice that we have water. It's good that we have a screen that rattles. Gold Rush star Parker Schnabel is only 30 years old, but he always exhibits a degree of strategic maturity and vision that is much above his years. He is in charge of one of the biggest private gold mining companies in the Yukon. But that's not all. His strategic thinking is on par with that of seasoned business veterans. Is twice his age. In actuality, Parker considers more than simply the upcoming gold way in. He makes long-term goals for the upcoming 10 years. He makes audacious bets, such as the $15 million paid to acquire Dominion Creek. He takes measured chances, such as creating his own unique wash plants. Additionally, he never stops pushing to innovate and grow his business. He's not just a young miner who got lucky, as seen by his ability to manage multi-million-dollar budgets, supervise enormous crews, and keep a laser-like focus on expansion. He is a progressive businessman and contemporary industrialist who is actively and forcefully influencing the direction of contemporary gold mining. Parker has more goals in mind for Gold Rush Season 16 than simply having a successful year. With a fleet of heavy machinery that could compete with a small construction company, an ingenious downtime minimization plan, and an attitude centered on merciless efficiency and enormous scalability, he hopes to dominate. Parker Schnabel is more equipped than ever to handle whatever challenge the harsh Yukon season may present. You can bet your last dollar that Parker's machines will be the first to discover any gold that may still be hidden in that frozen ground, and they'll be prepared to extract all of it from the ground. The reign of the new king of the Klondike is just getting started. In order to rule Season 16, Parker Schnabel has established an iron and ambitious empire. But can his enormous machines overcome the harsh Yukon with a $15 million wager on the line? Tell us in the comments section. For more, subscribe and give us a thumbs up.